Late night comedian Stephen Colbert raising eyebrows this morning after he fulfilled a request by one of his fans to wear a Black Lives Matter wristband during his show. Was the show the right outlet for this message? Is it the right message? Joining us now is co-chair of the 2020 group, Ashley Bell. Mr. Bell, great to see you this morning. So what do you make of this? Stephen Colbert wearing a Black Lives Matter wristband? I mean, I assume he doesn't fully understand what Black Lives Matter is. Maybe he does. What do you think of it?
Well, he's an entertainer. He has a right to wear whatever he wants.
Of course,
but
yeah.
The issue here is bigger than just a hashtag. It's bigger than just a slogan, which is why 2020 Leaders of America is important. If you're going to have a realistic conversation about the issues that are going on in the African American community and across this country, you got to have a group of people who are together who understand these issues intimately. You got to have police officers at the table. You got to have prosecutors, criminal justice experts, which is why the first thing 2020 Leaders did is partner with the National Association of Black Police Officers so we can have a real discussion. You can't talk about community policing without the police.
Okay, so what are the real issues and what are the solutions to those?
Well, our group has one goal, is to educate every presidential candidate on these issues. And the issues are going to start at the beginning of any random police officer pulling you over to the side of the road, all the way to Sharonda Jones, who's someone who's been in jail for over 18 years, convicted on one crime, her first crime. Right. And it didn't have any drugs on her, nonviolent crime, but she was sentenced to life in jail. And she'll die in jail unless we see meaningful reform. And we have a president who understands that people like that, their sentences need to be commuted. And this president hasn't done it. And so we have to make sure that the next president of the United States, whoever that is, on both parties, understands these issues and they understand the complete spectrum of all the issues involved.
Well, I think there's kind of wide consensus that the Clinton administration went a little overboard in sentencing, for sure. On the other hand, the crime rate went way down, and everyone benefited from that, particularly in black neighborhoods, which has always had the highest crime rates. That was good for people who live in those neighborhoods and in every neighborhood. So you kind of have to balance those two imperatives, don't you?
You have to, but like I said, these issues are a little bit broader than that, Tucker. Tucker, when you talk about folks who had felonies, who were convicted 10, 20 years ago of nonviolent felonies, who live in states like mine, Georgia, with a great Republican governor who's bringing jobs to our state, they can't sign up for those jobs because they have felonies that are decades old that have nothing to do with the jobs they're trying to apply for. Right. We need meaningful reform in a way that can be an economic boost to these communities so people can get back to work.
Well, I completely agree with you 100%. But the crime rate, again, is ticking up. It's not one man's imagination. The numbers are there. The murder rate, armed robbery, rape, those numbers are all up in major cities across the country. Is this ominous, do you think?
No, you know, the crime rates are going to fluctuate, but at the end of the day, you can't have a conversation about good policing without police officers. One thing that's original about 2020, Tucker, is that we have mayors in our group. We have mayors from all the way from Compton, California to Columbia, South Carolina. These are the people who are going to make the real change. These are the people who are hiring police chiefs. These are the folks that are paying the police officers, making sure they have what they need. The folks who are going to provide the body cameras to make sure we have the evidence, to make sure there's no more need to rely on cell phones and iPads just to make sure that we have real evidence when real crimes are committed.
Ashley Bell joining us live this morning. Thanks a lot for coming on. Good to see you.
Thank you.